It's time to do the Slavicathon announcement video because it's in 2 weeks, more or less, whatever. So I need to tell you everything you need to know in order to participate in it. It's pretty simple, but again, if I forget anything, please link your questions down below, like in the comment section. What's up? I hope you're good and I hope you're ready for the Slavicathon announcement. I script everything in order to not forget anything, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna forget things. It is actually my first baby. I mean, the first one that I'm putting out there, so I'm pretty scared, so please be nice, and if there is anything wrong or whatever, just let me know in the comment section, DM me on Instagram, whatever. I will try to fix it ASAP. Slavicathon was born during Jade's sprint, so she was having like reading sprints, was press, and apparently the community was asking for something related to like Russian folklore or whatever during the Readathon or right after the Readathon, because during Readathon a lot of us have read Russian inspired books or whatever, and they thought of me. Actually, I'm Slavic, in case you didn't know. I'm a South Slavic if you want to go into details, because I'm Bosnian and Slovenian. I say Slovenian, but apparently you can say Slovenes or Slovenese, something like that. It sounds just so weird. And I'm Bosniak and not Bosnian. If that makes any sense to you. But that's it for the little story. But thank you to Jade and Press for thinking about me for this one. So yeah. From the name of this readathon, you have probably understood that we're gonna focus on Slavic folklore, Slavic tales, whether it's Russian or from any other countries that's considered Slavic. Meaning you can pick whatever folklore type of books you would like to read. So it can be about Russian folklore, it could be about Slovenian, Bosnian folklore, whatever you fancy, you can pick it up. Also, maybe keep in mind that if you're not familiar with Slavic folklore or Russian folklore in general, there are a lot of stories that are kind of mix up that you can find in all the countries, kind of maybe sometimes like different, sometimes exactly the same. So if you don't know where it's from, it doesn't really matter. Not everyone is familiar with like Slavic folklore, Russian folklore, whatever. So in this first round, we're not gonna only focus on Slavic folklore. You can pick only one Slavic folklore inspired book, you can pick many, like several of them, or you can pick only these kind of books. It's up to you. You can even pick 0 Slavic folklore inspired book, but I would highly suggest you and recommend you to at least pick one for this time, just to get a bit familiar with it and to check like maybe what everyone else is reading, to maybe get some recommendations for next time. Because yes, there will be a next time, hopefully, and this one is gonna be like a shorter version because it's only gonna be 2 days and there's gonna be no teams. As there is no team, I created a bingo board, so you can pick as many prompts as you want. You can pick like 8 prompts, 2 prompts, all 16 prompts, it's up to you. I would again highly suggest you and highly insist on the fact that I would like you to pick the first prompt, so Slavic folklore inspired book. Again, it is not mandatory, but that's the whole point of this readathon, so I would highly suggest you to do that. Okay, so there is no team, but please keep in mind that within the bingo board, 3 tales are actually hidden that will influence your path for the next edition. So you don't know which tales, you might guess them. You might guess the prompts that goes with each tales. And I'm only gonna talk about them and explicitly said which tales and which prompts, etc. after the readathon. I'm not gonna say more, we'll talk about that in another video. I feel like you could find the 3 tales. I feel like you could find the prompts that go like with each tale, etc, etc. If you do, maybe try to be strategic, I don't know. But at the end of the day, all that matters is that you're having fun. So just focus on what you want to read and just have fun with the community. As I said earlier, the Slavicathon will only last 2 days, so December 4 and December 5. I don't know why what I was trying like here with my fingers, like trying to show December 4th and 5. So it's gonna be on my time zone. I'm gonna host like reading sprints in my time zone, so you can or follow my time zone or yours. It's up to you. As I said earlier, you can pick as many prompts as you want, and as you can see from that bingo board, some prompts are pretty vague, like dark covers, animal, friends, fights, etc, etc. We'll go into all the prompts a bit after. But yeah, so you can actually pick books that have nothing to do with Slavic folklore, etc, etc. So yeah. I will also insist on the fact that anything that has to do with Slavic countries, so Eastern European countries, will count. So it can be a non-fiction, etc, etc, as long as it has a character maybe from these countries, or it has like some setting that's similar to their, etc. I will count it as Slavic. I'm not book to police, except for like the Slavic folklore inspired prompt. It has to do 100% Slavic inspired, but for the rest it's up to you, and again, it doesn't have to be Slavic inspired. There is a Google form that will be in the description box to just keep track of how many books and pages we are reading. There is no winning team, so it's not like a fancy Google form or anything. It's just like to keep us like on page with how many pages and books we have read, you know. As I said, no winning teams, but, because there is always a but. If you share your TBR on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, your blog, anywhere that's accessible to me and others, by December 1st, so on December 1st at the latest, you will be able to use the same book for 2 prompts. So you will be able to double up, if you know what I mean. So if not, if you don't share your TBR by December 1st, it's only 1 prompt, 1 book. And that's a 2. No, don't pay attention to the 2. If you read at least 2 Slavic folklore inspired books, you will be able to start the next edition of the Slavicathon 24 hours prior to everyone else. So yeah, there are other rules that will apply to the second edition, but everything will be shared later. I want to insist on the fact that everything will be acceptable as a book. Like if you want to read graphic novel, a manga, if you want to read like a novella, a book, if you want to read children's book, middle grades, young adult, new adult, adult, anything will count as a book. There is no book to police here, and even stories on Wattpad will count if you want to read on Wattpad or other platforms. I'm probably forgetting other platforms, and audiobooks count as much as ebooks, etc, etc. So everything, you can borrow books from your library, you can get new books, you can whatever, like a story is a story. So just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Let's go through the prompts. The first one is obviously Slavic folklore, so anything that is Slavic folklore inspired. Then we have family, anything that has a family in it, whether it's brother and sister, 2 sisters, cousin, it has to do with like a family drama, family setting, whatever, family. Let's fight. There is some kind of fight in it. It can be like a war, it can be a fight between 2 friends, it can be a fight in order to save something, to save the kingdom, etc, etc. So any kind of fight. Then we have friends. Again, books with friendships. I have many that comes in mind. Now, most of them are actually like middle grades. So yeah. On a mission, again, it's a bunch of characters going on a mission, or they have to survive, they have like to discover something, they have to find out something, someone disappeared, so it's like more thrillery, etc, etc, like on a mission. All this book on your TBR, you know. Feather on the cover, you know, a book with a feather on the cover, or like a bird on the cover, something like that. Yellow book, yellow book. It doesn't have to be completely yellow, even if it's like not the main thing on the book, I will count it. Dark cover, dark blue, dark green, dark black, I mean it's black, dark gray, dark red, anything that you consider dark. It could also be like dark because it's gore-ish, you know? It doesn't have to be dark, a dark cover. Like color. Royalty, any book with royalty in it. Like princess, prince, queen, king, lost kingdom. Bright cover, the opposite of dark cover. So it could be like white, or it could be like very refreshing cover. Old witch, a book with an old witch. I mean, there are many for that as well. Animal friend, I want these animal companions on some TBR. Can be talking animals, it can just be like a regular animal, any kind of animal creature, like magical creatures, magical beings, fantasy animals, any kind of animal will count. Snack. It's a book that you consider like a snack, something that's just like up your alley, that you really fancy, that you want to read it, that's like maybe a cozy read, that's just something in your comfort zone, anything that you consider like a snack, just like a little pleasure, you know? The nature, it can be nature in the book, like the main setting, or it can be a very naturey kind of cover as well, so I will count both. And then magic, any book with magic in it, or magic in the title. It's up to you to find the magic where you want. So this is not a recommendation video, but I have a few recommendations. I also will count any retelling, like for instance Anastasia retelling, etc, etc. I will count, even if it's not like that kind of folklore. It's still part of the countries, I mean Slavic countries and their history, so I will count them. And if you're interested in Anastasia retellings, I have two that I would highly suggest you, and it is Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston and this one Romanov by Nadine Brandes. So I'm not gonna go too much into details for every single book, but everything's gonna be linked down below, so I'm gonna try to have all the suggestions in the pinned comments down below. Then we also have books like Six of Crows, which have like a Russian Slavic kind of setting, even if it's not that explicit. We also have this one, which is A Wolf for a Spell, which is a retelling of different tales. It's a middle grade. I have many middle grades. Also, all these books by Sophie Anderson, so The House with Chicken Legs, The Girl Who Speaks Bear, and we also have The Castle of Tangled Magic. I will count them as like Slavic inspired, definitely. And we have another very beloved series that I would highly suggest, that is adult. This is the Winter Night series, so The Bear and the Nightingale. We had then The Girl in the Tower, and we have The Winter of the Witch. All 5 stars. I cried many times. So these are just some suggestions, but I will link more down below, also from books that I have not read. But here I have 2 books. Wait. So I will find a way to make these 2 books fit my TBR and the prompts. First we have Russian Tales. So I read the Celtic Tales, really love that edition. So this one is Russian Tales, and it's just like many tales and some illustrations. I'm really looking forward to that one. And then we have another one here that is by Stefan Svetkovic, which is a Serbian author, and he is actually talking about South Slavic folklore, so from my region. So I'm really looking forward to that one as well. It's like a lot of illustrations, a lot of text as well, but I'm really looking forward to that one because I'm probably gonna be like feel back to my childhood because it's from home, you know? So as I said, I will share more recommendations down below in the comments, pinned comments, but also on Twitter, and I will ask you to actually share your recommendations as well. These were the more obvious one, the more talked about, and the one that I feel like maybe are more like accessible to everyone, not like too specific, even if they are kind of specific as well. You got me. If you have any questions, please link them down below. I will also have like a Google file down below in which you will find like the different visuals that I have created, so the bingo boards, etc. I have one that that fits like Twitter, the other one that fits like Instagram, etc. I will link everything down below. You will find everything down below. If I forget something or you want me to create something else, just ask down below. If I can make it, I will. And I believe actually that's it. You can tag me on Instagram, Twitter, so you can tag like Slavicathon on Twitter, or even myself on Instagram, you can tag me. Use the hashtag Slavicathon so I can find you, because I really look forward to see what you're gonna read and you know how you're gonna experience that 2 days together. I don't know if I should say something else. I feel like I talked about the prompts, I talked about the dates, the prompts, some books, recommendations, the visuals you can download, the Google form, etc, etc. I think this is it. I'm so sorry if I forget anything, but I will obviously answer your questions down below and just upload maybe an update if I forgot that many things. So yeah, I'm excited and I hope you are too. I really cannot wait for December 4 and 5. I hope I will be sprinting for at least 24 hours within these like 48 hours. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and it is my first baby, so Please be nice. I hope you're gonna enjoy it. But yeah, wolves, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to be a part of the pack. Talk to me in the comment section as usual. And until next time, take care, wolves. Bye.